I'd love to ask you for your personal shares as well, in terms of, in our own lives also. We're also facing a lot of uncertainty in our personal lives, lots of complexity, being at home, some of us with children at home, some of us in different circumstances in our home lives and private lives. I'd love to hear kind of like, how do you guys, on a personal level, manage uncertainty and complexity? Donna, would you like to fire us off?
Lau, I think the important thing is to have grace for yourself. And your identity is not the business's identity, and to separate that. Your personal health and your family, that is very important. This is not a sprint, it's a marathon, so those basic rocks are very important to you. And then get fixated on your purpose and why you're doing the motivation, why you're getting up in the morning out of bed, because that's going to carry you through this. And then really focus on other people, helping other people. I think there's a lot of value into that. And really be selective on what you feed your mind and what you need to free your mind from, because there's such negativity in the market, and then it can result into unnecessary fear, so really feed it with positivity and see the good in things. Obviously be informed of, but yeah, that's just some of the approaches. Don't go on alone, don't go trooper on your own now. Get people, share, be resilient and be open. Yeah.
I love that, Donna. Thank you so much for that. Jock?
Yeah, I think I can just add to what Donna said, but I think when circumstances become uncertain, to keep routine so that there's at least some certainty in terms of keeping things stable. And I think you mentioned us being vulnerable with this, but also being vulnerable, because not being vulnerable creates blind spots in your life that can get you caught, that can get you to the edge of something. And just to build on relational capital and time, to make sure that your relationships don't suffer in this time, to make sure that your time isn't stolen by you climbing into a lot of things trying to fix it, because in the long run that's going to get you. And yeah, I think for me, practically just also getting my strength just from seeking God in this time, that's really been a big thing for me. And yeah, I think that's what I would say.
Thanks, Jock. Well,
yeah, so our household is a busy one. We've got a 1-year-old, so it's always on full time. I'm a husband, I'm a director, my wife is also a director in their organization, and then also I study part-time as well. So it's a very busy environment, and you can very quickly get sucked into the busyness. So some of the personal things that we've needed to learn is to improve communication in the household. When is it my time to have a focused work session like we're having this time? My wife's outside. My child's riding on his little motorbike, and when is it her time where she needs to focus? Another big component, and I think this is for everyone out there, is learn how to be on holiday at home. So many of us have the idea of holiday, I leave home and I go somewhere, whereby we can't do that right now. So you need to look at your physical space around you and just ask yourself, how can I have a holiday here whilst I can't go away? And so that was really challenging for us. And we actually reshuffled the house in order to have that personal environment. And lastly, learn to take micro breaks. In the environment we are in, we can't afford to take weeks off. We need to be focused on our businesses. We need to keep our finger on the pulse, yet we can't just push, because you will fall over. So learn to take micro breaks, whether it's an hour break somewhere where you're actually having a Zoom coffee with a good friend or fellow colleague, or whereby you actually take a random day off, take Wednesday off, and really just take that day to rest and to clear your mind and think clearly.
Definitely. No, I love what you're saying about breaks of different shapes and sizes, just because I think most people I speak to are working harder now than they have before, which is interesting. You would think, people don't go into the office. There isn't as much external structure to their day. But for some reason, I guess maybe because most companies are in some kind of crisis, people are just grafting and gunning it. But then, it's really hard to take a break and take off and find restoration.
If I could add one more thing, and that is to share, we as a board at 2:00 every single day, our WhatsApp call for video call rings, whereby all 4 of us jump, if you're available, we jump on that call and we just have a cup of coffee together. We talk business, we talk family, we talk friends, because we all 4 of us, we're great friends as well. We just talk, and it really just gives you also that micro break and keeps building that relationship that you have with your business partners and your directors. It really brings in that mental break that's needed for you to refocus and push again.
Thanks for that. Donna, you look like you have something to say on top of that.
Yeah, just one thing that I want to say for, in your personal life, if you're a business owner or part of management, it's just, I know there's a lot of relief funding out there, etc. But just work with your spouse and just don't sign guarantees that will put your family under strain, your partner team. So just be mindful about that, etc. You'll know what is a healthy appetite for that, but don't over leverage in that aspect. We've heard of companies in the past recessions that took 7 years to pay off the debt, and you don't want to be be captive to that. Rather, if you need to downscale your business operations, just not to hold appearances, just rather do that. And your business is a new business.
Thank you, Donna. Yeah, sure. Thank you, guys. Thank you for everyone's personal shares. I think there's a lot of golden nuggets learned in the trenches that you guys have been able to share. And I think, if one can bring in some structure of a kind to stay focused and stay positive and stay productive, and take care of yourself in different ways, then I think a business falls over the moment that its founders and its management teams fall over. So it's very important to make sure that you take care of yourselves first, and then the business second. Otherwise, there might not be much of a business at the end of all this.